Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to move sideways. The market doesn't really know where it wants to go, I think. But so far, our support area did hold. It moved up, it came down quite impulsively though. So it's on the lower time frame. We still have a, let's say, high degree of uncertainty, but that doesn't really affect here at the moment the, let's say, view on the 1 hour chart or 4 hour chart. At the moment, because we reversed out of our support area on the weekend to the upside, out of that trend reversal area, we can still remain focused on the upside. Just on the short term, we have some uncertainty if the weekend low is going to hold, how it's going to play out on really, the shorter time frame. If I zoom into the 15-minute chart, which we can do at the end. But until then, we had a trend reversal area down here, we had one down here. It found support in both and is currently moving higher, which means, we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So the trend hasn't really shifted to the downside yet. And it could really be that we are moving up in this 5-wave move in March. And that we get a bit of a March rally. Obviously, the condition for that is that ideally the weekend low doesn't break for Bitcoin. That was, by the way, let me just double check that, at least here on Coinbase, that was 22,725. This one long wick to the downside here I'm disregarding because it is on no other exchange, but the low here, or the Saturday low, that was 22,725 basically. Yeah? So ideally this is holding, and ideally we continue to escalate higher here to put this third wave in, of the 5th wave of possibly a higher degree first wave. So my last video from yesterday explains all the different scenarios. I can't repeat that in every video, but feel free to check that out. It's not the last one, but the last one from yesterday. I do explain all the key scenarios really. So in this video here, middle of the day update, while not too much price movement, we keep it short and sweet. But just a reminder, maybe if it continues to move higher, which is currently the expectation because support levels are holding, even though I'm not too confident about the count, but I always need to point out to you, when the structure isn't ideal, it could still mean it escalates higher. Yeah, we certainly have a sort of structure where we put in higher highs and higher lows. But remaining for a minute on the 1 hour chart, this is sort of how it would ideally work out. Wave 1 to the upside, peaked possibly on the 16th of Feb, came down in a wave 2. Next step would be a wave 3 rally. Ideally, we already are in the 3rd wave, or sort of towards the end of that wave 2 down there. Then we should get a 4 and a 5. And that can take us to 29K plus. Why do I say 29K plus? Because if I measure the length of the 3rd wave of that 5th, then we're looking here at least 29K just for the 3rd wave. So yeah, 29,060 roughly. And then we should get a 4th, which should ideally be shallow because the wave 2 was quite sharp. And then we should get a wave 5 that could take us to, even here sort of 30K plus, 33, 34K would not be completely unrealistic. So this is interesting, even though I think the 30K area will provide a really hard ceiling. Already Bitcoin had difficulties to rally above the August high, which was this high here on the a few weeks ago. So if I now zoom in and we go to the 15-minute chart, and just to look at really the short term, unfortunately on the short term I really can't share anything in addition that we didn't talk about in the previous video. In the Ethereum video earlier today I shared with you this could become a triangle. I think it is becoming a triangle, that view that I shared on the Ethereum video is valid for Bitcoin as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to make one more low here and maybe retest the small support box here, which goes down to 22,968. If we drop below that, then we're probably falling back to 22,842 and 22,184. As long as that one holds, 22,184, the higher level scenario is not affected. But below that level, I will probably give you a new target area for a possible lower entry, and that would then be a trend reversal area based on the alternative scenario. So at the moment I'm focusing here on the primary one and shared with you the details about the alternative scenario yesterday. Few problems with this move to the upside is that at best it's a diagonal pattern, In the worst case, it's just a correction and the move down is impulsive. So that's what we don't know at this stage, but we can give it the benefit of the doubt. It's just that the upside isn't, I'm not too confident about the upside, but it's still at the moment the primary expectation, because we're holding support levels, and so far it did reverse out of our support area here and out of this one as well. Yeah, both were so far successful and worked out. It's just a matter of, do we now hold it? Do we continue to hold it or not? So this could become a triangle that we came down maybe in this wave too as an A wave, yeah, and we're now putting either a triangle in or a bit of an extended B wave. That's of course possible. So just to show that to you, A wave. If the A wave is impulsive, the B wave is often quite weak. So it could be that maybe this is still a B wave here, yeah, and then we come down and see, or the B wave is going to put in some kind of a contracting triangle. Bit too early to really confirm that. Ideally, we hold yesterday's low, but we don't really see a lot of upside since yesterday's low. So it could be that we actually are going to lose that. Now, you can discuss all sorts of different counts here on the lower time frame. I will avoid that because it leads you down the rabbit hole really, and there's so many corrective patterns available here in into which this could form. We're gonna just leave that because there's no point. Yeah, it's important to be aware of the key support levels which I communicated. And one more thing I would like to add though is a possible trend line here. Yeah, because I could add a trend channel here as well, but the channel is at the moment a bit pointless. Or maybe I just leave it. But key is the support line here, which we're currently holding. So it might turn out to become an impulse to the upside, yeah, or even a diagonal that is forming to the upside. At the moment we're holding the channel. A drop out of the channel would be a first signal that this pattern is going to break. Then we still have a chance to hold a lower C wave. But if that also drops, then we risk dropping into the alternative scenario. But for now, I remain focused on the upside as on the 15-minute chart, which is obviously where the trend begins, right, on the lower time frames, and then it escalates to the higher time frames. We are putting in an uptrend, basically, a weak uptrend. Yeah, so we make higher highs, higher lows here, but the thing that annoys me a bit is this strong sell-off from yesterday. So let's see if we are continuing to hold it throughout today and the remainder of the week. And then I hope you like the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.